let's go to the other games. Let's get down to business. Let's get to Sunday and Monday. Because I don't want to talk too much about this anymore. It's gonna make me depressed. All right. Let's go week 7.
This slate of games
Packers.
is terrible.
Yeah, so there's 6 teams on a bye, which is I don't understand why they would be.
I finally get a peace-free weekend from the Cowboys. I will be playing Spider-Man all tomorrow with
I
the
don't
red zone in the
I
background. Salute.
I don't understand why there's 6 teams on a bye. I think that's way too much. I can understand there was 4, but 6, that's crazy to me, especially for fantasy purposes. Curse you, Roger Goodell. Curse you, schedule makers, y'all. Y'all, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, my fantasy team is not looking good this week.
All right, so Packers versus Broncos. Give me the Packers, although I'm very skeptical. See the Packers. How you have a bye week and you're still hurt? Come on, man. We got some of the worst training staff in the business. Oh my gosh, medical staff, excuse me, in the business. It's ridiculous. Give me the Packers though.
And I'll go Packers too.
All
Are y'all
right,
home or away?
we're away, but does it matter though? It is
Yes
the
and no.
Broncos.
The Broncos are terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible, but the Packers aren't good
Oh,
either.
a quick question. How is the Packers run defense by any chance?
Oh, come on now. Is that a trick question? Is that a trick question?
But
How's the
is it
Packers
good?
run defense? It's Man, what? Is it good? It's terrible. It's always been terrible.
Oh, okay. So Jaleel might get the start on my fantasy team.
It's terrible. All right, but you have Packers as well. Or do you have Broncos?
I got Packers.
Okay. Browns versus Colts. Browns versus
Give me
Colts.
the Doodoo Browns.
Yeah, give me the Browns. The Colts, they're missing. They're not gonna have Anthony Richardson for the rest. Excuse me, for the rest of the year. So give me the Browns. It's gonna be a
So
slugfest.
sad.
I know, right?
Shout out, man. Shout out to the Browns, man. Take it down to 49ers last Sunday. Come on, man. Y'all stood on business.
It is sad that Anthony Richardson won't be available for the rest of the year. But at the same time, there's a guy in our fantasy team, in our fantasy league that I don't want him to win. Like he's the last person I want to win the fantasy championship, and he had Anthony Richardson. So I'm sad that Anthony Richardson won't be available, but at the same time, I'm happy because the guy in our fantasy league won't have Anthony Richardson anymore. So Bills versus Patriots. Give me the Bills. Um, I have to say this before. Matter of fact, I'll let you pick who you have.
I have the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. Okay, I have to say this because Josh Allen, you cost me a win last week in my fantasy league. See,
I beat the Bijan the Don. That's his fantasy day.
see,
Slimed him out. Slimed him out.
see. You know what I'm
CD
saying?
couldn't
Like,
save you.
all I needed you is to have a good game, like you always had. And you decided to lay an egg against the Giants, against the Giants of all teams, against the Giants.
The check cleared. I sent them the money through Cash App.
This man used black magic on Josh Allen. I don't know what type of magic did you use, but he used some
Four
type
and
of
two,
black
baby.
magic. The flukiest 4-2 I've seen in recent memory.
He
But
just bad because it's my first year playing fantasy and I'm 4 and 2.
bruh,
And he's
this is
supposed to be the best drafter, and his record isn't better than mine. And I self sabotaged my season by trading away like four crucial players and got trash back in return.
I should
And
have
yet I
won that
still
game.
prevail.
I should have won that game, and
You
this
really
is
should have, but
Josh Allen.
Calvin Ridley and Josh Allen sold you.
James Cook as well. James Cook.
Oh yeah.
It's what's funny because I'm hearing first of all he's projected to have more points than Brees Hall, and he laid an egg too. And the Giants have one of the worst run defenses in the league, and he couldn't give me at least 10 points. Brees Hall had 20, and against one of the best run defenses in the league in the Eagles. So
I know, right?
man, It's just not meant to be. Let's go to the Commanders versus Giants. I'm gonna go Commanders on this one.
I want to go Commanders too. Something about this feels, I don't know, something about this doesn't feel right. I got a bad feeling about this game for the Commanders because the Giants own them. Like I don't even remember the last time the Commanders beat the Giants. But
Daniel Jones
I'm
wasn't
gonna
a
go.
quarterback.
It might have been. It might have been. But I'm gonna go Commanders. I'm gonna go Commanders.
Hmm. Okay, interesting. All right, next game on the docket is Lions versus Ravens. The Lions will be on the road this game. Baltimore. Hmm. This is an interesting one
This is an interest. Yeah,
because you look at it, you say, okay, the Lions have been on the road, they're 5-1, but they've never faced a quarterback like Lamar Jackson this year. But give me the Lions. I'm gonna go with the
true.
safe one. I'm gonna go with the safe one. Um, this does have upset written all over it though, but I feel like I'm gonna go with the Lions because the
Upset for
Ravens
who?
upset for the Lions. The Ravens could upset them.
The Ravens are favored by 3 points.
What? What?
Yeah, the Ravens are home, so they got the home. Home team always gets 3 points.
With that
So
offense?
Vegas really thinks this is a 50-50 game.
Ooh, man, I might have to bet that. What? But give me the Lions.
I'm going to go Ravens, and I'm gonna tell
Ravens.
you why. Jared Goff has been playing good, but this game he's going to have to play against a defense that's second in the league in yards allowed. They only allowed 1,500 yards, and which is right behind the Browns. The Browns have only allowed 1,000 yards, which is insanity. But they're right behind the Browns in that department, and also the Lions' run game will be hindered now that David Montgomery, their workhorse RB, is out. They say Jahmyr Gibbs will get more workload, blah blah blah.
Cap.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I still expect to see Craig Reynolds get majority of the carries, and this is really going to be the time we see what Jared Goff looks like without a good run game against a legit defense. And I'm expecting him to throw a pick or two, honestly. So I'm gonna go Ravens, man. I think Lamar will play very good. He'll be running quite a bit from Hutch, but I think Lamar can. I think. How about this? This is a game. One of them, like how I used to say, whoever makes 3 plays first wins. I think it's one of them type of games.
Mm.
So I think the Ravens will make 3 plays first.
I will say that when it comes to Lamar, I don't know if the Lions have the linebackers to sort of contain Lamar from breaking out and scrambling. I don't know how good their linebackers is. All I hear is their front four, and their back end with their safeties, but I don't know if their linebackers are equipped to sort of negate Lamar Jackson from doing whatever he wants with his legs. So I'm gonna still go with the Lions. They've been on a roll lately, and I'm not sure when it comes to the Ravens offense, they've been struggling. They've been in a struggle bus. So I'll stick with the Lions on this one. All right, let's go. This is a snooze fest. Raiders versus Bears. Give me the Raiders.
Give me something else, anything else to do than watch this game. Um, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I guess this is
Yeah,
such a terrible game.
yeah, that's a god awful game. Brian Hoyer and whoever the hell the quarterback that's starting for the Bears is. Falcons versus Buccaneers.
Isn't Tyson Bagnet starting?
That's his name. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the guy.
Okay.
Falcons versus Buccaneers. Um, I'm gonna be watching this game because of B. John Robinson, because I have Drake London and John Smith starting. Uh, Buccaneers will be at home. I'll probably go with the Buccaneers this game. They're at home. I'm still not a big believer in Desmond Ritter. I'm not a big believer in Arthur Smith and just his coaching decisions. This offense is just atrocious. They just like with the Saints, they have so much potential, they have so much talent, but because of coaching, because of quarterback, they're hampered. They're underperforming, and I think with this Tampa Bay defense, they'll rattle Ritter a bit, and it's going to make them very hard to like really score enough points to make it a game and have them winning the game. So give me Tampa Bay.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers too. Yeah, just pretty much what you said, and also Desmond Ritter is not a good QB, and the Buccaneers have a solid defense.
Mm-hmm.
Baker didn't look good last week at all, but he'll look better against the Falcons, I think. So yeah, give me the Buccaneers.
All right. Next game on the docket, Steelers versus Rams. Now the Rams, they will be at home. They're not going to have Kyrie Williams. So that's going to be a big loss for them. The Steelers, I don't know what to make of the Steelers. They're a weird team because on one hand they beat the Ravens, they beat the Browns. On the other hand, they have one of the worst offenses I've ever seen. Although they have a solid group with Deontay Johnson, he's slated to come back. You have George Pickens, you have Jalen Warren, Najee, he's a mediocre running back. I'll just and then they have a solid defense. I'll just go with the Rams. They're at home. They have a solid offense, and yeah, I'll just go with the Rams.
Who did the Rams play last week again? The Cardinals?
Um, I think that was the game they may have played last week. Let me verify real quick.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, yeah, yeah, they beat the Cardinals 26-9.
Yeah. Man, this is kind of an interesting game to call. Rams are favored about 3 points, so they think it's a 50-50 game. I think Kenny Pickett is bad, and Akila Witherspoon surprisingly has been freaking phenomenal this year. I don't know what the heck happened, and he's a former Steeler too, which is hilarious. Um, I'm gonna go Rams. The Rams are better coached.
Mm-hmm.
They just really. I'm gonna go with the better coach team.
Yeah, I'm just not
I trust
confident.
Matt Stafford to make more plays
Yeah,
than Kenny Pickett. So yeah, first
situationally
three
they're a
plays
lot
wins the
better.
game. First
Situationally,
three
they're a
big
lot
plays
better
win the
for sure.
game.
Yeah, you're right. And then the corners are always bad. The Steelers cornerbacks. It's gonna be
They need to play Joey Porter. I don't know what they're doing.
the trenches are gonna be a major telling of what team wins. Cardinals versus Seahawks, a division game.
I'm go. I'm going Seahawks.
I'll go Seahawks as well. If they had Kyler, maybe I might lean towards the Cardinals, but I think Seattle they get this going away. They have too much talent. Let's
I
go.
need Tyler Lockett to get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, there's somebody that's saying, "Oh, JSN." I've been hearing a lot of these fantasy experts say, "Oh yeah, buy low on JSN." I'm like, okay, all right, whatever you say, bro, because they like using two tight ends, and guess what? That means JSN is not going to get a lot of targets. All right, Chargers versus Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs this game.
Uh, as you can see, my boy stood old business, man. The Chiefs own the Chargers. I'm gonna go Chiefs too. Justin Herbert did not look good Monday.
I know, right?
He was missing he was missing throws that he usually would just easily make. He was well. That's because he almost had a 50% pressure rate. But yeah, but Justin Herbert did not look like himself on on Monday at
He
all. And
looked.
I don't see. Huh? What was you about to say?
Yeah. No, keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah, and the Chiefs have been getting better and better each week. It's starting to look like. Hopefully, their offense can get back to where it should be. Get the younger guys involved more in the passing game. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs here. The Chiefs favored by 5.5 points. I think it'll be closer than that because the Chargers just always seem to have close games. They just never win them. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs.
There was a stat regarding Chargers when it came to fourth quarter and how many times they lost games in the fourth quarter. And it was alarming how many games, specifically in the Justin Herbert era, how many times they've lost one score games. I don't have the stat in front of me, but it was pretty interesting how many times, remember there was a narrative a year ago, oh, Justin Herbert's not clutch. Justin Herbert's
Yeah,
not good in the fourth quarter. And people were like, where did that come from? I mean, and they're like, well, the coaching staff isn't, it's not good and all that. I mean, they make a point, but
two things can be true at once.
yeah.
Granted, just I think Justin Herbert does have the most fourth quarter comeback wins since he's
Mm-hmm.
came into the league, but he also has the most fourth quarter close game losses in the league. So it's like a sample size thing. They just always keep games close.
Just saying, like, you
I think he
know,
also has the most turnovers in crunch time too.
I think that was another thing that I saw from another stat that I saw. It was like a video. It had like all the different, I think ever since like maybe 2000 or 2002 or something, they had like the Chargers. And then it also talked about
Yeah.
Justin Herbert and when he started and stuff like that. It's a lot. It's really a lot. And yeah, Brandon Staley, I don't know why these organizations, they
Did you see what he said after the game?
no, what did
He
he
said
say?
we have he said we have one of the best third down defenses in the league.
Oh yeah, that
Brother, you lost the game
yeah, yeah. That's the thing.
on a third down play.
These organizations, I just don't understand what like what's going on in their head. Like, what are they thinking? I feel like relationships. A lot of these organizations, they get so like the relationships, like just these head coaches, these GMs, these relationships that they build with these organizations, they cloud their judgment a lot of the times. And they give him one more year than they need to because he's a good guy and stuff like that. And that right there is why teams ultimately lose more than they win. It's because they let their emotions cloud their judgment too much. And I feel like with the Chargers, this situation is an example of, well, the organization loves Brandon Staley. He's probably a good dude. And they're probably like, you know what, let's give him one more year because of how nice he is to us, because how good of a person he is to the owner and stuff like that. Where you're awarded another year for what? For making the playoffs? The first time of your tenure and then blowing that lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars and you still retain a job, you still retain that job. These organizations are atrocious. I just can't see it. Me, if I was the owner, I would have said, "Hey, your ass need to get out of here. Like it's over. It's a wrap." And then I would have hired Sean Payton on the spot afterwards.
Well, Sean Payton ain't doing much of a good job over in Denver either.
I
But
mean, Denver ain't the best situation in the world either. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, you have a point, I guess.
Because hey man, who it'd be much easier if you had Justin Herbert than you would Russell Wilson and Keenan Allen and Austin
Yeah,
Eckler.
that's a good point.
So but anywho,
That's a good point.
let's go to the Sunday night 8 o'clock game. This game I will be watching. I will be watching every single minute, and that
Everyone
is
will be watching.
the Dolphins versus the Eagles. Now, this is a game right here. This is the game we've been waiting for. 5-1
Bama
teams.
versus Bama.
Yes, Tua versus Jalen Hurts. Here's the
Tua
deal.
and Waddle versus Hurts and Smitty.
Oh, wait, no Tyreek Hill, no AJ Brown. What's going on?
They didn't go to Bama.
Oh, that you're absolutely right. That is true. Here's the deal. So the Dolphins, they haven't beaten a team that has a 500 record. That's a big thing. And when they faced a team like the Buffalo Bills, they folded.
They got thrashed. Yeah.
They got destroyed. Eagles, on the other hand, they haven't looked particularly good this year. They've won pretty much, like we said with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's been ugly. It's been muddy. It hasn't looked pretty at all. The Dolphins will be on the road. They'll be in Philly.
Mm.
This one is interesting. I think what's going to come down to is when I looked at the Bills, the safeties for the Bills did a really good job of confusing Tua. Jordan Poyer, and I think it's Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde, yeah.
Yeah, he used to play for my Packers. Damn it, why didn't we resign him? But anywho, I think the back end of the Eagles are going to have to really confuse Tua in order to make sure that the Dolphins doesn't score over 25 points. I don't think they're going to be able
Good
to
luck
do
with
it.
that.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I do think they have the trenches, but I believe the Dolphins win this game. I think their offense is too high powered. I think that the Eagles' back end is not good enough to confuse Tua, to have Mike McDaniels really out there trying to figure out what the hell to do next. Raheem Mostert has been a monster. Although, yes, the Eagles have one of the better run defenses, I do think that the Dolphins will be able to just score on this Eagles defense because of the speed that they have, because of the deficiencies on the back end for the Eagles. And I have the Dolphins winning this game.
I'm gonna go into a whole thing. So I do agree with what you said for the most part about how the Eagles secondary is weak on the back end, and with the amount of speed that the Dolphins have on their roster, the pass rush that the Eagles possess that could really get to the QB may not be that big of a factor because guys are getting in and out their breaks quick, or way quicker than most other teams. And you also said that one of the best teams against the run. Well, Raheem Mostert, that's a fast dude, man. Like that dude is fast.
Imagine
And
Chan was available.
oh my goodness, man,
Man.
them runs to the edge be poof. They get a step on you, he's gone for at least a good five,
Dallas
6.
gonna have to play them eventually.
Yeah, Godspeed, Godspeed. But yeah, yeah. The Dolphins' offense is going to be pretty hard for the Eagles to stop, especially because like their linebacker core, like who's no one on that defense linebacker wise is stopping Jalen Waddle from running a shallow across the middle of the field and taking it for 20 yards. Like it's just not happening. I don't see it. And that pass rush is going to have to knock. I was going to sound crazy. It's going to have to get Tua off his game in order to really impact or halt their offense in some way, shape, or form. Because the Eagles secondary isn't good. Yeah, man. The Eagles secondary is just super disappointing. It's supposed to be a strong point of the offense with Slay and Bradbury being one of the best tandems in the league, but Slay has been underperforming. Bradbury has been underperforming. But here's what I think what happened here. I still have the Eagles winning this game. And why do I have the Eagles winning this game? Because it's a match. Here's how I'm gonna put it in boxing terms. The Dolphins throw a lot of knockout punches, but the Eagles will lean on you. They'll lean on you for the fight. They'll punch you. They'll get points. They'll go to your body. They go get points, and they go draw the fight out. So I think the Eagles will get up early because the Dolphins' defense, honestly, they're not good, and I don't think they can match the physicality of the Eagles' offensive line and the way who's going to stop AJ Brown out there. Jalen Ramsey ain't back just yet, so I think the Eagles will get up early. They may get up early, and they'll just lean on them for the rest of the rest of the game. And the Eagles and the Dolphins may force Tua makes a turnover, perhaps trying to push the ball down the field or something. So yeah, I still got the Eagles winning this game. Unfortunately, I would love the Dolphins to come out with a win. I do think the Dolphins are better coached, but the Eagles' style of play I think it's going to be too much for the Dolphins' defense.
Gotcha. All right. So you have the Eagles. I have the Dolphins. Wow. Surprise. Being a Cowboys fan, you're being objective for once. Good on you.
Oh, I'm always objective.
Okay. All right. If you say so. All right. We have the Monday night game. This is a foregone conclusion. 49ers versus Vikings. I have the 49ers going away.
Yeah, I got the Niners too.
Yep.
Vikings, they're in deep doo doo.
They're in deep trouble. Yeah. And Christian McCaffrey reportedly is expected to play, so I don't see how the Vikings win this game, honestly. Not unless you have a good pass rush, which they don't. So, all right. So that'll do it for
You
week
should just
7.
trade Daniel Hunter to the Cowboys before the deadline.
Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't trade him there. That's the worst place he could go to. Uh, but yeah,
Hater.
but yeah.